What's our vision for the future of travel retail? We think it's wide open. Open for business today with the tech you need for tomorrow. Breaking free of legacy systems and opening the door to offers and orders that enable you to build retailing experiences your way. Today, Sabre's advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions lets you create personalized offers, optimize choice, and maximize revenue opportunities. We're also delivering personalized NDC-enabled offers and orders, and our modular, scalable, API-based microservices help you connect travelers to the experiences they seek. But that's just the start. We know you and your customers need more. That's why we're building the travel marketplace of the future to truly open up a world of possibilities. So let's go. The future is open. Are you ready?
I want to welcome us to today's session. Trust we are having a great day already. We first of all want to thank you for always joining us on this program, on this training session, and we really appreciate you. We would like you to stay on till the end of today's session because it's going to be very interesting. Now I can see that we already have a lot of people joining the meeting already. Um, we appreciate you. We thank you for your time, and I promise you it's going to be a very interesting one. We'll be dealing with ticketing, basic ticketing. That's what we'll be doing today. And our anchor for today is none other person than Mrs. Bukola. I promise you it's going to be a very wonderful session today. So sit back, hold on to your writing materials, and enjoy this session.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Joshua, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Today, we'll be discussing basic ticketing. Ticketing is a very sensitive part when it comes to aviation. You might understand how to make reservations, but when you do not understand ticketing, you keep releasing your PNR out rightly. So today, we're going to dive into basic ticketing. So what are we looking at today? Today, we'll be looking at how to display BSP rules and participating carrier, understand airlines ticketing profile, then check agency TJR, mandatory steps to issue an electronic ticket, ticketing workflow on classic view, and display an electronic ticket. I promise you will enjoy this session because this is what a lot of people do not understand when it comes to ticketing. There are so many parameters we need to look out for whenever we want to issue an electronic ticket. So today I'll be giving you hints on how to avoid ADM, how to have issues with your ticket, how to have issues sending it to PNR, and all of that. So the first thing we are going to check today is how to display BSP rules and participating carrier. Validating carrier agreement for a BSP country. What this means is that every country under BSP needs to understand the rules, the market rules of the participating carriers. To display Nigerian BSP market rules and all participating carriers, we'll use the entry whiskey / Bravo, Syria, Papa, Nancy, Golf, and asterisk. What this will give you is that if you're a country under BSP, it will enable you to be able to check the market rules and to know the participating carriers. When we talk about participating carriers, it means the carriers you are required to issue on. Any carrier that is not among your participating carrier, if you issue it, it might come out to be an ADM for you. So you need to understand all of this. So you can use the entry whiskey / Bravo, Syria, Papa, Nancy, Golf, asterisk to view your Nigerian market rules. We are all in Nigeria, so my focus today will be in Nigeria. So we are going to use the entry whiskey / Bravo Sierra Papa Nancy Golf Asterisk. As seen on the screen, the first thing you see there is electronic ticketing only. Only day of issue void allowed. This means you can only void the same day you issue the ticket. And there's a time frame for this, which is 11:59 p.m. So if you issue any ticket today and you discover you need to modify the PNR, you discover you issued it wrongly, maybe there is a mismatch, you are permitted to void, but you have to void before 11:59. Once it's 12:01, you are no longer allowed to void the ticket. Net remit using codes allowed. Yes, if your country is under BSP, you can use net remit code to issue ticket. You can use it to price. It is permitted. Agency carrier capping limit. Here, your capping limit is permitted also. Also, we have automated refund allowed. For countries like Nigeria that we're checking now, all these rules you are seeing on the screen is allowed in that country. We also have miscellaneous ticket document. By the time we move to answer, we'll see more of this. You can see 2 forms of payment allowed. When we talk about 2 forms of payment, that is using the cash and the credit card. We also have what we call ETR, end transaction. When you are required to end the transaction after ticketing, you can. Also on Sabre, you have the opportunity not to do that all the time because it can be activated on your BCC automatically. You can see on the screen we have validating carriers, where we have validating carrier ticketing. And these are all the carriers we are allowed to issue in our market here, which is Nigeria. Validating carriers, this is what we are allowed to issue here in Nigeria, starting from Air France, Air Maroc, BA, and so on. So if you issue any ticket outside these carriers, you are liable to get an ADM. So as I said earlier, that you'll be having hints on how to avoid getting ADM all the time. So these are the carriers that we are permitted to issue tickets with in Nigeria. So this will take us to electronic ticketing associate profile for an airline. What does this mean? Every airline has their own profile. They have their policy. We need to adhere to their policy. Non-adherence to their policy will give us a fine. And I don't think the kind of economy we have today, nobody wants to be paying money outside their business every time. So if you understand each airline's profile, it will enable you to align with their policy. And how do you check that? By using Whiskey Echo Tango Papa. Whiskey Echo Tango Papa asterisk the airline code. On the screen now, focus will be Ethiopian Airline. On Ethiopian Airline ticketing profile, that is what we have on our screen now. By using Whiskey Echo Tango Papa asterisk Echo Tango, that's the country code. Sorry, that's the airline code for Ethiopian. You can see airline, Ethiopian Airline. Participation level is interactive. What does this mean? It is interactive in the sense that whatever information I put into the system, maybe I type a command now, I'm going to get a response. We are interacting. I don't need to go to airline's office. That's the essence of having electronic ticketing now. I don't need to go to airline, or I need to get to anywhere on my phone or anywhere. I can easily do that. So we have participation level at interactive. The status is active. If it is not active, it will be inactive or deactivated. Presently, Ethiopian is active. Then the maximum coupon per ETR is what? 16. Irrespective of the type of itinerary you have, you should understand that it must not exceed 16. That is for Ethiopian Airline. Name change allowed. Ethiopian Airline is saying no. They do not permit name change at all. Name selection restriction, no. They are saying that you can issue the ticket with name select. They are not saying no to this. Open segment allowed, yes, but there's an entry to that. And all what we can see on the screen. Also, we have on this screen, we can see infant allowed with adult, yes. When you are doing name select, you can actually link it to infant and mother together. You can link them and issue them as one. That's what that rule is saying there. SSR for the required, no. It means whenever you want to issue any ticket on Ethiopian Airlines, you do not need to advise form of identification. I know we have airline requirement for Air Peace and Turkish. However, Ethiopian is saying they do not need form of identification before you issue the ticket. Also, does Ethiopian airline permit paid fee EMD? No, they do not permit it. So that's all for electronic ticketing associate profile of Ethiopian airline. The next one we have is how to check agency TJR. How do we check agency TJR? We check agency TJR with this entry whiskey / tango alpha asterisk alpha 0 uniform Charlie. Today we'll be using our trainee ID, which is the alpha 0 uniform Charlie. When we move to hands-on, I'll show you all what is expected to be on your PCC as an agency using Sabre. There's so many entries you need on your PCC to enable you have a seamless operation in your day-to-day activity. So, like you can see on the screen, your name was registered, your address, your phone, the country, the code, and so on. So when we move to hands-on, we'll see more on agency TJR. So the next one we have is mandatory steps to issue an electronic ticket. Mandatory steps to issue an electronic ticket. So what you can see on the screen is how to designate to printer. How to designate to printer. Looking at the screen now, you can see Papa Echo asterisk Alpha 0 uniform Charlie / stage. This will give us the list of lineata on our PCC. By default, if you are registered or partnering with Sabre, you'll be given a PCC. Once a PCC is assigned to you, lineata EPRs will come with it. So for you to now get your lineata, use the entry Papa Echo asterisk Alpha 0 uniform Charlie / state. Once you put in this, it will give you the list of lineatas on your PCC. It will give you the list of lineata on your PCC. As you can see on the screen, for ticketing, what is essential is the PTR, which is highlighted on the screen. PTR highlighted on the screen is very essential when it comes to ticketing. When you display it, you can see we have CRT. The CRT lineata is assigned to EPR. For your EPR to function properly, you need the CRT lineata to be assigned to it. Then for PTR, that goes for ticketing. And we have another one, which is mini, that works for back office. The second one here is to link the printer. How do you link to printer before you can issue a ticket? By using whiskey asterisk alpha tango. Whiskey asterisk alpha tango will enable you link to printer. And you can see the response here. If you don't have this response, at any time you display the entry. If you don't have that response, that means your ID has not been enabled for ticketing. So you need to contact your agency admin or the help desk to assist you to do that. And after doing that, the last step for you to be able to issue tickets seamlessly is the PTR / the lineata. You can see that the lineata highlighted above is what was advised here. And that was what gave us printer designated. Once you have printer designated, it means you can go ahead to issue the ticket. And once this has been activated on your ID that you have printer designated, I would advise you to take note of this. Once you have that, it means if anybody goes to your system, person can issue a ticket. security wise, you can always check if you are designated or not before allowing people to go to your system. Any transaction will definitely go through. So that's for mandatory step to issue an electronic ticket. Also on ticketing workflow, we have different ways to issue ticket on Sabre. What is constant is whiskey cross of Lorraine. What is essential is form of payment, the commission percentage, validating carrier. Form of payment can be in two ways. As we talked about it all the time, that we have the cash and we have the credit card. That's the form of payment. The credit card is now in form of IEP or IATA Easy Pay. That is the tool that we have as form of payments now. So for the form of payment, you use Fcash. And if it is IATA Easy Pay, you use further asterisk Charlie Alpha, it is constant. Then the IEP number / expiration date. How do you generate this? You generate it on IATA Easy Pay portal. That is where you generate it from. For the Fcash, that is for IATA directly. That's what they use. Then we have commission percentage, which is kilo papa, then the commission itself. If you do not have any commission, you can advise 0. If you have a commission, you can put a number to the kilo papa. And the last one here is validating carrier. What do I mean by validating carrier? The airline that you want to issue ticket on. That's a validating carrier. And what is constant there is alpha, followed by the airline code. Then we have Whiskey Cross of Lorraine, Fcash, Cross of Lorraine, KP7, Cross of Lorraine, Alpha, Bravo Alpha as an example. What we have there is that this is the basic entry to issue tickets on Sabre. The basic entry to issue ticket on Sabre is Whiskey Cross of Lorraine, Fcash, Cross of Lorraine, KP7, Cross of Lorraine, Alpha, Bravo Alpha. Whiskey Cross of Lorraine here is constant, followed by the form of payment, which is Fcash. The commission percentage here is 7, and the validating carrier is Bravo Alpha, which is British Airways. If you look at the second line on the screen, that is the form of payment for IATA Easy Pay. It will be generated on the IATA portal. That is where you get the expiration date and the IATA IEP details as well. Note this, the number generated must be 16 digits and the expiration date must be advised according to what you can see on the portal. How do we display, after insurance, how do we display the ticketing field? You display with asterisk tango. Once you get to asterisk tango, you will see the ticketing field. If you have issued correctly, you will see the ticket number updated. If not, you might not see it there. How do you view the ticket mask? You can view ticket mask in two ways. The first one is you can view with the ticket record number and you can view with the ticket number itself. So that's how to view ticket mask on Sabre. So we'll be having our hands on now so that we can practicalize all what we've mentioned to you. Just so that while we do that. All right, thank you for staying online. We can go to answer now. As you can see, this PNL has been created already. We want to issue this itinerary. The first thing we need to do is to check if the rules will permit refund. To check the rules generally, let's go ahead to do that. We can now price. What I'm doing, I'm changing the class. The class I got before is no longer combinable. So I'm changing the class to class of service that is combinable. So that I can get a fare. Now we have a fare already. So we need to check the route. I can either go through the command and type further Quebec, or I click on the price indicator here. to check my rule. You can see on the screen is 3 passenger type, which is adult, accompanied child, infant without a seat. I can go ahead to check from adult. This is the fare basis, Victor and uniform. If I click on the rules now, I can see the rules. My first focus will be category 16 to see what the rules state. The changes anytime 100, no show. Okay, let me go to cancellation. So all of these, you need to do it whenever you have a PNR and you want to issue it. Please check the rules so that when your passenger says, I'm no longer traveling, you can, it's not refundable anymore. If we had checked earlier, we'll know that this is the applicable rules for this ticket and we'll be able to make a right decision. You can see, I've checked the rules. I can say that I can go on with my issuance. Don't forget, I have 3 passenger type here. I have Ajayi Tolu as the adult. How do I know? I'll check Papa Delta. It is very essential to know how it's been arranged. My 1.1 is adult, 3.1 is infant, and 2.1 is child, as you can see on the screen. I want to issue this ticket now. How do I issue the ticket? First thing I'll need to do is to designate the printer. I'll need to check with my lineata to see my printer line address. I'm presently using a training PCC, which means I'll have a lot of lineatas on it. So this is the entry we talked about. This will show a whole lot for me, but I can redirect it to this only to just give me the few ones that I can quickly use, that I can move down, or I can scroll down to see more. My focus is a PTR. PTR is always one PTR on agency PCC. We only have 2 here because it is a training PCC. So I'll pick it from here, I'll copy. Then I can go back to my PNR. Then I link it to printer with Whiskey Asterisk Alpha Tango. Okay, 0008. It means it's accepted. After that, I can now designate to printers totally this entry. As seen here. So I've designated the printer already. It means if anybody comes and use the ticketing entry here, it will go through. And the most funny thing there, it will still show that it's my ID that is processing those transactions. So I've designated the printer now. I want to issue the ticket. How do I issue the ticket? Don't forget, Whiskey Cross of Lorraine is constant. After that, we move to form of payment, which is F-cash. My commission is 7 on ET. Cross of Lorraine Alpha validating carrier. So that is the basic entry to issue ticket on Sabre. We have the form of payment, we have the commission percentage, and we have the validating carrier already. These are the basic entry. We have other ticketing qualifiers, which I'll be showing you a few of them that you can add to this. The first one is after this basic entry, you can add other ticketing qualifier. The first one I want to add now is how to advise endorsements. What is an endorsement? Endorsement is given by airline to let you issue the ticket or reissue the ticket without no additional collection. And what could warrant this situation is that probably there's a schedule change done by airline. That's like changes due to weather condition or anything can cause it. An airline reschedule the flight. It is no longer voluntary. At this point, airline will give you the opportunity to reissue it at no cost, since you do not effect the change yourself. And what do you do there? What do you do there is airline will give you a free text to advise on that ticket. So whenever you have a situation whereby you need to issue tickets at no ADC, instructed by airline, please request for an endorsement. Why do you need an endorsement? You need an endorsement for you to have the proof that airline directed you to issue the ticket at no cost. How do you add it? Cost of Lorraine, Echo Delta is constant. Cost of Lorraine, Echo Delta. We have a basic ticketing entry already. Then I've added Cross of Lorraine, Echo Delta is constant. Immediately after the delta, you can put the free text here, which is schedule change by ET. Do not generate this free text yourself. Ensure you get the direction from airline before you advise it. So if you issue this ticket this way, no ADM can come to you to say you issued with no additional cost. This will override it. This will give you edge that, oh, airline instructed me. It would have been seen at the airline site. So that is about endorsement. So this is how to add an endorsement to an entry. Also, if you want to issue any tickets with name select, you want to issue with name select. Let's look at the P&R that we have here. We have the mother, child, infant. Let's assume there are different passengers and you want to issue this ticket. Probably one has paid and one has not made the payment. I want to issue differently. If I want to issue only Ajayi Tolu, I will use Nancy 1.1. I'll add Nancy 1.1 to it. I'm issuing with name select. Nancy 1.1. That's about issuance with name select. And there are cases whereby you can match two name numbers together, but this is only applicable to infant and mother. You cannot add mother and child together, infant and mother. So how do you do it? Nancy 1.1 asterisk Nancy 3.1. Once you do this ticket will issue for both mother and infant at the same time, leaving the child out. Whiskey Cross of Lorraine, F Cash, Commission Percent 7, Alpha Validating Carrier, Cross of Lorraine, Nancy 1.1, asterisk Nancy 3.1. So this is how to issue mother and infant together. If you want to issue just a single passenger, you can just leave that. So that's all about name select. Then we have how to issue in other currency. You can issue tickets in other currency. Let's say you want to issue in USD. Mike, uniform, Syria, Delta. Mike is constant, followed by the currency code of the country you want to issue with. If it is Canadian dollar, you add this. That is how to issue the ticket. So that's about name select and name select, endorsement, and how to issue another currency. There's so many other ticketing qualifiers we'll be bringing into you during other training. Remember, this is just basic ticketing session. So how can we issue this ticket now? We can issue the ticket now with just the basic entry. We can issue with just the basic entry. I'm going to issue this ticket to see what we have. I've issued this ticket, then I'm required to add ETH. But looking at the screen, it has been issued already. It has been issued already because I have on my PCC to automate it immediately. I press the entry for ticket issuance. But anytime you issue your tickets and you don't have the field on your PCC, please add ETH. And if you want us to activate it for you, you can send a mail to help desk. We'll do that for you. That is what we call auto end, auto ETH, auto end. So that's what you're going to use to do that. I've done my ETH now. Let's retrieve the ticket together. Now look at my itinerary here. I want you to look at the ticketing field before I issue the ticket. What I'm pointing out is there are 3 parameters you need to look out for whenever you issue an electronic ticket. There are 3 parameters you need to look out for whenever you issue an electronic ticket. The first one is the ticket time limit, the ticketing field, and your sales report. They are very essential. This is before we issued the ticket, where we have, this is before we issue the ticket. You can see the ticket time limit is showing what I advised. It's showing what I advised. The way you are creating the P&L, you advise the ticket time limit, your name field, itinerary, the 5 prints. So that was when I advised this. But immediately I issued my ticket, it's changing. And it changes to this. It will show me the date the ticket was issued, the PCC it was issued on, and the agent sign of the ID that issued the ticket. If you do not get this, it means you did not transact the ticketing instruction properly. So that's about the ticket time limit. The next one is a ticketing field, which is asterisk tango. To check the ticketing field. You can see the ticket number has been generated. It has updated on the P&R for me with the date I issued the ticket. And the third one is the sales report for today's sales. DQB asterisk. I have all the tickets issued on that PCC will show for that day, but be particular about the one you just issued. Check the name, check the period. Just ensure it was issued properly. Ensure it was issued properly. Immediately this is done, or you realize there's a mistake after checking the 3 parameters, please void, correct your mistake, and issue again. Void, correct your mistake, and issue again. So that's about ticketing. Now, the next thing we need to do here is check the ticketing mask. How do you check ticketing mask on Sabre? You can check ticketing mask on Sabre in 2 ways. You can either check through airline database or you check through Sabre database. You can check through airline database or Sabre database. And you can also check in both database in 2 ways. You can check by the ticket number or you check with ticket record number. I'm going to display that for you now. We'll start with asterisk tango. Asterisk tango. After asterisk tango, we can see I want to display on airline database now with ticket record number. That will be Whiskey Echo Tango Romeo asterisk 2. Let me see what I have there. Yeah, let me retrieve it again. This will show again it will show. I threw it because I'm on trading mode. That's why I'm getting that response. But if you try it on your PCC, on live PCC, it will definitely give you that. Then let's check by ticket record number. Sorry, ticket number. I'll pick the ticket number now. I'll pick the ticket number to check. I still giving me that error. Let me check our database. Okay. So the entry to check is you can either check by ticket record number or by ticket number itself. Whiskey Echo Tango Romeo Asterisk 2 will give you the ticket mask to give you the ticket mask before, and it will give also the same thing will be replicated on the ticket number too when you query with that. You can either use Whiskey Echo Tango Romeo Asterisk 2 or Whiskey Echo Tango Romeo Asterisk Tango, then the ticket number to view the ticket mask you have just issued. If you want to use Sabre database, you can use Whiskey Tango Delta Bravo Asterisk Tango ticket number, Whiskey Tango Delta Bravo asterisk name record number. So those are the two ways to check the ticket mask on Sabre. Then let's go to sales reports for today. You can see our sales report for today. We issued, I'll first scroll down to see what we have made today. This is the total sales. And let's look at it one after the other. Where you issue a ticket and you check your sales report, you see the details like the P&L, the name, commission amount will show, the agent sign that issued it, and the amount. The Charlie Alpha you are seeing here means it was issued with cash. If it's issued with IATA EasyPay, you see India Kilo. If it is an exchange, you see Echo X-ray. You see Echo X-ray. That's about, if we check each line of the P&L, that's about what we can see. Then Echo X-ray, and if you void a ticket, we show Victor. Echo X-ray for exchange, Victor for void, Charlie Alpha for cash, India Kilo for IATA EasyPay. That's what we can say here on sales report. So quickly, I promised this morning that I'm going to show you the full agency TJR. How do we check agency TJR? Whiskey / Tango Alpha asterisk PCC. So this is the name of the agency that owns the PCC, the address, the phone number. So I'm going to point out some information here on the TJR that we have here. It's always set up by the help desk department. So as seen on the screen now, we have automatic electric ticketing is on, ticket large fare taxes on, alert to prevent duplicate ticketing is on. I'm going to emphasize here that whenever maybe you are more than 5 ticketers in your agency and you have a P&L to issue, you don't know if your colleague has issued the tickets already. STEPA will let you know that there's a duplicate ticket, if they are trying to issue again. For instance, my colleague has issued a ticket and I did not know, so I'm trying to issue the ticket again. It will definitely give me a prompt to tell me that it's going to be a duplicate ticket because somebody has issued it before. Please, let's always look at the prompt on our screen when we are trying to issue ticket. If you override it, it will issue the ticket for you. But when you see it, just ignore and move on. Or if you override it, you ignore and or you just continue with the entry, it will issue it for you and it will become a duplicate ticket. Also, there is auto end here. This is the auto end that was turned on for me to be able to issue the ticket directly without adding ETR. So if you want us to activate it for you, it comes on the PCC automatically. So you can do that. But if you don't want it, you want to be doing your ETR, you can always send a mail to the person on this. So this is the ticketing alternate. You can see all of different things activated on your PCC. You can always use this entry to check at your leisure time to see what you have on your PCC on Sabre. To see what you have on your PCC on Sabre. So that's about checking agency CJR. So let's go back to airline profile. So ET will still be our focus. Now, I mentioned earlier that it is interactive. Active 16. This 16 coupon, I wanted to show you on the ticket mass what it means. But I don't know, it's not allowing me at this moment. Apologies for that. Name change is not allowed. Whenever you check any airline's profile and you see name change allowed as yes, please, even if you see yes, please still contact the airline to get the direction on how to go by it. I'm going to be picking few, okay, I'm going to picking few things here. Now look at this. We have cancel refund or void exchange. It's saying yes. You can cancel refund or you can void exchange. You can do one of this. Refundable balance, no. Refundable balance is not as allowed on ET. How do you collect change fee on ET? Said to by EMD, said no. So you need to contact your account officer to know how you can collect your change fee on ET. So that's all about checking validating carriers. You can see these are validating carriers on BSP. We have checked that. So that will be all for this morning. You can drop your questions. You can drop your question on the chat panel. We'll attend to you. Thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate you. Over to you, Joshua.
Thank you so much, Bukola. We really appreciate that. It's been a very interesting session, and I'm sure we have learned one or two things from today's session. Do have a nice day. Thank you for joining us on today's session once again.
It's wide open. Open for business today with the tech you need for tomorrow. Breaking free of legacy systems and opening the door to offers and orders that enable you to build retailing experiences your way. Today, Sabre's advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions lets you create personalized offers, optimize choice, and maximize revenue opportunities. We're also delivering personalized NDC-enabled offers and orders, and our modular, scalable, API-based microservices help you connect travelers to the experiences they seek. But that's just the start. We know you and your customers need more. That's why we're building the travel marketplace of the future, to truly open up a world of possibilities. So let's go. The future is open. Are you ready?